Like a Chikorita staring down the fact that it's the worst starter ever, so too are the games of our lives.
I mean, you have 10 generations of Pokemon at this point in time, just about. You couldn't have picked one of the good ones, which is...
And these are the game of our lives.
Super Mario and Pokemon and all the games that took us to another place and made us want to keep playing all night. These are the games of our lives.
Welcome, everybody, to the Games of Our Lives podcast. My name is Bill, accompanied by my wonderful, fantastic, amazing, and dare I say it, just incredibly smart.
Oh man, you're too kind.
Co-host Matt, welcome on in. What are we talking about today?
Well, in case you couldn't tell by the Chikorita opener, definitely Pokemon Silver and Gold.
Ooh.
Nah, Pokemon Presents.
Pokemon Presents 2025. We are going to be talking about it. They had a 20-minute video conference that dropped earlier today at the time of recording. We're going to go through like the bullet holes and the bullets.
What?
You know what I mean? The little drop-down list with little dots.
Episode 40 or age 40? It's 40 time.
Oh no. We're going to talk about everything in the Pokemon Direct, but first, as always, we got to talk news. News is what's most important here, okay? Obviously. And this is maybe the most important piece of news that I've heard all week. More important than Pokemon Presents, more important than things that are happening like in the real world. Dumb. We're talking about a game that is going to likely be being announced specifically on March 4th. Of this year.
God.
We are talking about Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4, a combo remake.
I almost just ascended.
I mean,
I can feel my soul leaving my body. I'm rising as we speak.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 came out like 3 or 4 years ago and was absolutely fantastic. It was everything anybody could have asked for from a Tony Hawk remake game. And now we're getting part 3 and 4, which, I mean, like, if they were all put in the same engine, I'd say they're objectively better than 1 and 2.
Yep.
And it's just so cool that we're getting these.
If that announcement is what we think it is, I might cry.
Listen, I was having a bad day at work when like that leak dropped, and then I had a good day at work afterward.
Depression cured.
The power of Uncle Tony, you know?
Oh yeah. You know our buddy Chris CP?
Yeah.
Definitely not Chris Paul. I know that's also CP, but that's a different CP who plays in the NBA. This CP does not play in the NBA. He did play basketball with me in a rec league though. Shout out to Chris. I texted him immediately upon finding this out, and he goes, I might cry. Yes. I might cry. If this is real, I might cry. And he goes, which one was Alcatraz in?
3.
And I was like, I'm pretty sure that was 3 or 4. And he goes, yeah, I'm going to cry.
We in there. Like
my favorite level was the college level.
College was really good from 4.
God.
The
zoo level?
The zoo is so good. I loved Tokyo.
Putting up the poop in the stalls by skating through it. Oh, yeah.
Tokyo was a really cool level.
Oh my God, you're right.
It was really cool. Yeah,
I forgot in San Francisco.
And then there's like a random like cul-de-sac level too, which
oh God,
I think it was called like Suburbia or something. It's gonna be fantastic. I have a very important.
Resuscitate me. Hit me with that electricity, my guy.
Here's the heat right here. Who is the best non-canon? Not non-canon, but like non-real Tony Hawk's Pro Skater character. Like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater has done a good job of like
Spider-Man
throwing in randoms. Spider-Man, okay. You think Spider-Man's the best character that they brought in?
He has a move where he does a backflip and then catches the board with web. Jack Black is a real person. I can't say Jack Black.
I think my favorite may have been
Although he played the cop, right? Jack Black was the cop.
possibly. I really liked was it Darth Maul, who used the Force to do tricks, which was really cool. So
I forgot about that. That was pretty cool.
Who is somebody that they should add in as like the DLC, like a secret character?
Why don't you just up the ante here and make a Tony Hawk's rocket power level?
Ooh. I feel
like get Tito in there, busting Oliver with a McTavish.
Uncle Tito with the McTavish would be crazy.
Aloha.
I feel like if I had a dream character, it would be the Ninja Turtles. I feel like they would be perfect for a skateboarding game.
You know who'd be really good for a skateboarding game?
Huh.
Tony Hawk.
Oh! Why didn't they think of that? I mean, they named the game Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, and the guy hasn't been in it yet? Jeez.
No, Rodney Mullen's the star of the show.
Like, what are we doing here? Oh, my God.
Seeing the picture of Steve Caballero, Rodney Mullen, Kareem Campbell, Tony Hawk, Eric Costin together, I was just like...
Legends together.
Audience, get out of here!
Honestly, that's like one of the things I'm looking forward to most is the missions that were like skater specific.
The star missions?
The star. God. They were just so much fun. They were like a little harder, lasted a little longer, but like they were by far the most fun and most rewarding. And I cannot wait.
Bill, do you know what this means? The next 1 and 2 could be. We only talk about the first half of this 1 and 2.
Okay.
Underground?
Ooh.
What if we cut Underground 2? Just cut our losses.
What if it was Underground and American Wasteland?
I would actually die.
I'm just saying it would be valid. It would be better than Underground 1 and 2.
It would. Wasteland is probably my second. I think for me it goes Underground 1, Wasteland 4. I think that's my...
I think that may be mine as well. I feel like
I don't know.
4 and Wasteland can sometimes play flip flops.
I feel like it's a 2A 2B kind of scenario.
It's a vibes thing for sure. Some days it's one, some days it's the other.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. But Thug was the best. Period.
So good.
Oh my God, getting the video parts at the end. Oh.
Listen, save it for the Thug episode. That's all I'm saying.
I'm sorry. You're right. Welcome to Games of Our Lives. 40 time. Today we're talking about Thug. Just kidding.
So we've got next piece of news. We got 3 whole pieces of news. Ready? Next piece of news. We got Monster Hunter Wilds dropping tomorrow on all consoles. That's a piece of news. The game coming out. It's a big game coming out by the folks at Capcom. Their store in Japan sucks. Don't go shopping there because you're only going to find weird plastic cutouts of characters and not fun merch. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Capcom.
Fun fact. Are you ready for a fun fact? The developers of Pal World are taking an entire developer personal day tomorrow for the release because there were so many people indicating that they were starting to feel sick going into Friday.
Stop.
So the developers of Pal World were like, yeah, we can all just take the day off for Monster Hunter.
I feel like that happens in Japan too. Like when there's like a major
it's a
video
national
game,
holiday.
like video game, like
Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
like Squeenix or Monster Hunter, like Capcom or something, they do that.
Or even like Mario.
All right, we just take the day off.
Like let's be real. When
national holiday,
the day the Nintendo Switch drops, the Switch 2, are you going to work that day?
No.
You have to play Mario Kart 9. It's the law.
No.
Or else Shiggy
Yikes.
comes to your house and punches you. And
listen, there are so many mini Shiggies that will be doing so much punching. Like the air, the sky, sand, your face.
We don't need that heat.
It's too much.
So, my question regarding this piece of news is, who is the real monster?
We saved that for the wag of the finger, my friend.
Alrighty, then the last piece of news, we have an NBA
His name
piece
is
of news.
4 letters.
Woo! Oh, we'll let the listener decide who that is. So we've got an NBA piece of news here. We have the Lakers, every Cowboys fan favorite team, hosting a One Piece night. Yeah, there's an LA Lakers One Piece collab. They're gonna have a whole bunch of like merch and stuff that ties into the show.
Oh, come on. I'm not allowed to like the Lakers except for Luka. Come on.
Well, like they did it with the Dodgers over the summer too. So I think it's just like I think One Piece is like LA's team. Got a question for you though. What sports team anime combo would you like to see?
Oh my god. All right. Golden State DBZ.
Okay.
And not because I'm a Warriors fan, but because I could see them casting the players from the Warriors as people in DBZ. Like Goku is obviously Steph Curry.
Sure.
That's free.
So who would be the Vegeta that anti?
Oh, that is definitely Jimmy Butler. So free. So free.
Oh, it's
so free.
Absolutely.
The screw you, leave me alone, I'm gonna do what I want energy.
I love
Making
it.
fun of people, dunking on them in the process.
It.
Always being number 2, but always being absurdly powerful.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not true. When he was on the Heat, he carried.
Listen, not many basketball players have nicknames, and if you're good enough to get a nickname like Jimmy Buckets, I mean, there's a reason.
I could also see him playing Nappa though. Hey, Vegeta.
Yeah, but Nappa gets like 0 to bodied in 2 seconds.
Yes.
So Jimmy Buckets doesn't get 0 to bodied in 2 seconds.
I just blanked on the name of the. Oh my God, who's the Draymond Green? You know who Draymond Green is?
Draymond Green, Hercule. No.
That would be perfect. That's not who I was thinking. I was thinking the captain of the Ginyu squad. I would love to see him switch with a frog.
He's almost kind of like a Frieza, though. Like, he's definitely like a villain in the...
I'll give you that.
He's like an NBA villain for sure.
Yeah.
Right, I
could also really go for like New York City. Like I could see the Knicks going for like I mean, it's not anime, but it's anime.
Just say it.
I mean,
it's anime.
Is this brain. Nope, come back. Where'd it go? Oh no.
Turns out Babylon only knows 2 animes.
Nope. I'm embarrassed that I'm forgetting the name of the show. But the word hood keeps going to my mind, and I can't think of why.
Are you talking about a certain show that was on Adult Swim?
Yes, but I can't remember the name right now. Boondocks! Okay, yes. That's anime and you know it.
It is anime. Yeah, Boondocks is anime.
Okay, good. Good talk.
Yeah. So...
Boondocks NYC would be... It would go so... Oh my God, it would go crazy.
So the Mavericks can be King
Who's
of the
Grandpa?
Hill. King of the Hill, for sure.
Yes, but only if Nico Harrison gets to be Boomhauer.
Dangle what?
Dangle Luca and basketball.
Oh my gosh. Listen, we could talk making anime characters into basketball players all day, but let's talk about what we really came here for. And that is the game of the week. And the game of the week is a video of the week.
Yep.
And that video of the week, of course, is the Pokemon Presents 2025 edition. Listen, Nintendo or Pokemon, Game Freak, whoever, TPC, annually drops a video.
TPCI, get it right.
Usually, I'll get it right when I feel like it. Usually on the 27th-ish, but I feel like if it's on a weekend, they wait until like a Monday or Tuesday.
That makes sense.
I don't know that it's always on the 27th for sure.
Listen, they can't have their national holidays on Sunday.
But I was actually kind of confused because usually, and I could be mistaken here, but it feels like the last like 2 or 3 times, 2 or 3 years rather, they had Pokemon Presents. they did like a whole segment on like worlds,
Yeah,
and I
that
feel
was
like
weird.
they just like they skipped it this
They
year.
didn't.
Because like I'm so used to seeing
Hmm.
a certain person that we know from back home in like every single annual showcase. Our our common person that we know, and yeah, he wasn't there, so I assumed that Pokemon Worlds is canceled for from now on because it wasn't
Yeah,
talked about, so it doesn't exist. It's going to be in Anaheim this year. Um,
I think that's the reason why they didn't announce it. They were
they're like
embarrassed.
embarrassed about it. Yeah, they're like, we've done London, we've
Ooh.
done Hawaii, we've done
We should have just
Tokyo.
collabed with the Lakers.
Imagine they were just ashamed.
LeBron is definitely Darmanitan.
LeBron might just be Mewtwo. I'm sorry, but like LeBron's like him. Like prime LeBron, absolutely Mewtwo.
All right.
And like, now that he's 40, he's like Master Roshi, like who's still incredibly powerful, just old.
It's wild that he's still a top NBA player. It's insane.
Lakers are probably
Anyways,
gonna win the whole chip.
continuing
this year.
on.
Anyway,
Continuing
so
on.
here's what happened. All right, there was a Pokemon Presents where they talk about all the upcoming things happening this year when it comes to Pokemon-related media, whether it be videos, whether it be movies, TV shows, whether it be games, whether it be the trading card game or whatever have you. So first on the list, we're getting a new season. They just called it new episodes.
It doesn't really have seasons because Concierge was only what, like 5 episodes, 4 episodes.
Yeah, I was gonna say 5 or 6 episodes, but like TV shows in this day and age are like, oh, the whole season's like 6 episodes. All right, moving on.
All I can say is, "Welcome to this island." Oh my god, that's I love that show actually.
So
Not gonna lie.
Concierge is getting
We
new
kind of popped
episodes.
off over here.
Oh, we
When
are
we were
so
watching
excited.
it, the kids popped off.
I
We all
want to
got
see
so
more of
excited.
the behind the scenes stuff because what they were showing
It
was
looks
really
so
cool.
cool. Like the Shinx walking around.
That
That was so
Arcanine,
cool.
the Arcanine looked so rad.
Yeah.
So rad.
Oh man.
But that comes to Netflix in September. The episodes or at least the first 4 episodes are available on Pokemon's YouTube channel right now for free. But if you have Netflix, then you have access to Pokemon Concierge. Next up, we've got Pokemon Cafe Remix. This is a game that to this
It
day,
exists.
I'm assuming it's a mobile game, but I will never.
It's a mobile and Switch game. If you play it on the Switch, you have to play it undocked because you have to use the touchscreen.
Oh. So I'll never play it.
Which is sad because it's actually fun.
Listen, I'm sure it's a puzzle game, like a Puzzles and Dragons puzzle, like matching tiles type game.
Close enough.
And they listen.
Yeah, you go like whoop 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 around the stuff, and then
they put the most delicious looking food in these games, and they're like, we have a new thing. It's the Flapple and Appleton beverages, and that Appleton drink where it
looks
was like
amazing.
Yeah,
I was so upset it wasn't real. I was like, please make
this
real.
I'm going to make it. You know what, Matt? When you come to visit, we're gonna make the Appleton mocktail. Doesn't that sound rad?
And the fact that it's Apple is going to make it so good.
Oh, I cannot wait. Wait.
Taste.
Listen, don't sleep on the mocktails. Do sleep on Pokemon Sleep.
Yep. Next.
Pokemon Sleep will have you shaking off nightmares as Cresselia and Darkrai. Listen. I am not. As time goes on, I care less and less about Generation 4 of Pokemon. I don't know why, but in my mind, it's like, do I care about Cresselia? No. Do I care about Darkrai? Only in the terms of Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket because it's relevant. Otherwise,
and I wish it wasn't.
I as a Darkrai main, sorry, man.
It's too good.
It's very good. It's very good.
Every other match
Listen, at least
is Darkrai, Magneton, Weavile,
At
and
least-
I just sit there
listen.
like punching the sky.
I play Darkrai, Weezing, and Farfetch'd. That's my squad. It's
Okay,
it's
I'm
off
okay
meta.
with that.
Listen, it's off meta.
It's
enough.
meta off meta.
Right. Listen.
I played the Weezing one. Weezing one's actually pretty good too.
Weezing's like my favorite card in the game. Just
Do
straight up.
you play Koga?
Do I play who?
Koga.
Yeah. I play one Koga.
Okay.
Gotta play one Koga.
I respect. My favorite deck is the Weezing Scolipede.
Weezing Scolipede was so good when Mythical Island dropped. I loved it.
Oh
That was my main
That
deck
deck is
for a
fun.
minute. I just like the dark type. I don't know. Call me crazy. But
so edgy.
Pokemon Sleep.
So
Yeah,
edgy.
yeah, you know. I'm
Yeah.
actually shocked it took this long for Cresselia and Darkrai to come to Pokemon Sleep, considering they are the two sleep Pokemon.
Well, they also have like Musharna, right? Muna
Yeah.
and Musharna.
True.
There's also you've got Haunter, Gengar, Hypno.
But like these are the sleep legendaries. It's like this one does the dreams and this one does the
Is
nightmares.
Giratina in there too, or no?
Giratina is just the master of the anti-space or whatever.
It's like the Lost Zone.
Yeah.
Get in the zone.
There's space, time, and Giratina Town. Those are the three phases of matter. Yep, that's it. Don't expound on it at all. We're moving on.
I mean, space-time is the fabric of reality.
And
So
Giratina
space and time
Town.
makes sense.
Giratina Town
Giratina
is the
is-
third. Science has proven it to be real, so I don't know why.
Is Giratina the master of like the void?
It's like I think antimatter technically is what Giratina does. Google it up. The void feels a little too nebulous of a term. But hey, you know what?
Distortion world.
All right, and what is the distortion world really?
The opposite side of the multiverse.
And that has
Also known as the Lord of the Reverse World and a renegade. Renegade. I'm sorry. Renegade.
All right, enough about these Styx songs that we're talking about.
Last thing.
Yeah.
The renegade that hasn't made, they finally found me. Giratina is extremely difficult to kill because it embodies both matter and antimatter, which is stupid because as a chemistry teacher, you know what happens when you put matter and antimatter together?
They disappear.
Yeah, they literally
each other
annihilate
out.
each other. They get hit by a drain punch from an annihilate.
They get
Get
so
it because
heated.
it's a pun because they annihilate each other. All right, moving on.
How
Moving on.
dare
Next,
you
next,
make
next,
jokes.
next.
All right,
Sleep
fine.
bomb it.
All right, sleeping on sleep. Now we're gonna go over here and talk about Pokemon Go tour, which I don't know. They're doing more Pokemon Go stuff. Who cares? I'm just kidding.
Okay. There are a lot of people that care.
There are, but like,
It's really, honestly, I think it's really cool that it's still got it's got like a cult following at this point.
it
more than a
definitely
following,
is a cult following at this point.
but
in
it's
time.
cool that it still does because Pokemon Go historically matters, which is
I agree.
yeah.
I agree. They are.
Oh, didn't Niantic sell it?
That's what I heard. Like a Niantic, I guess,
I'm a little
sold
bit confused.
or like is like in the works to selling to another company. So
yeah,
like,
they sold it to the Dallas Mavericks.
ooh, man. Then I guess Niantic got a really good deal that they couldn't turn down. It's
Apparently,
that's how it works.
they got LeBron James. What?
But anyway, they're doing Unova stuff, and Black Kyurem and White Kyurem are the two focuses of the game now. They'll probably be part of like raid battles, I'm assuming, or mega raids.
Yeah, they had a bunch of other events too involving like megas and stuff.
Yeah. Oh my God. When Tony and I were in Japan together, they were doing a like Mega Charizard Giga Raid or something. It was like they have like levels to the raids now. And he did one of them and ended up getting like a shiny Charizard. and it was a.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
So he has a shiny Charizard that he got legit, and it's registered to him from Japan, which is just like peak. Like,
it's kind of hard to beat that.
I'm like, dog, just stop playing now because you're never gonna hit that mountaintop again.
Yeah, the peak has been achieved. You are at the apex. You're now going downhill.
It's over.
All downhill from here.
You know what else made me feel like we're all going downhill from here? So Pokemon Unite, which fine game, has a
Choose
couple.
your words carefully.
They have a couple of new Pokemon coming and joining the fray. You got Alchemy and Alolan Raichu, and I don't know if Suicune is new or just Suicune in a gi is new, but Suicune's here and is answering the question: if a dog were to wear pants, how would it wear them?
The answer is it wouldn't, apparently.
Apparently, it would actually just wear a gi the whole time.
Also, Alolan Raichu is one of my favorite Pokemon, so
it's a really cool Pokemon.
I saw Suicune and I saw Alolan Raichu, and we were like, I guess we're gonna play that game again, huh?
I love how you both collectively ignored Alchemy because that is probably the correct answer.
No, Ty and Gigi got excited for that too.
I wonder if you get to like do different like swirls for the Alchemy. That would be fun. They're gonna make it into buyable things, aren't they? They're gonna be like, you can buy all 27 flavors. Yep, that's about the reaction.
Next question mark.
Next up, we've got Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket, which is
this one matters.
The mobile game that that you and I both played. I would assume daily? Question mark.
Yeah. Thanks for reminding me. I got to go check and see if there's anything on there.
Oh, you gotta see if you. Oh, there are. There was an announcement for 3 free.
They were like,
you get 3 free packs today.
Ooh.
And they are from Genetic Apex. If you go to the top right corner and click on that little gift thing, it'll give you the 3 packs, and the packs are guaranteed to be a 4 diamond or rarer in there.
Wow.
So I mean, fingers crossed you get something good. But starting tomorrow, we are getting a new set, or a new pack, I suppose, being dropped. Like Mythical Island was a 1-pack set. This one is also going to be a 1-pack set. I believe this set is called Arceus's Playhouse of Horror.
No, the horror part happens with Giratina. Get it right.
That's true. That's true. What I don't have the thing in front of me. The name of the set. I can't actually see your screen. You got a
Magmar.
You got a Magmar. Okay. Next up, the audio listeners
Erica,
to this are absolutely losing their mind.
Vulpix, Machamp EX.
Okay, Machamp EX is pretty rad. It's Triumphant Light is the name of the new set. So Triumphant Light,
hence lack of Giratina.
Sponsored by Arceus. A lot of the Pokemon in the set are tied in some way to Arceus. Like they get buffs from Arceus. Like if Arceus
Tyler was telling me that when we were watching it. When I was watching it with the kids, Ty was like, "Hey, they all like say like Arceus on it."
Yeah, so I mean, like for example, some of them are like get like an attack buff or receive less damage or something like this. What do we get? A Zapdos EX? Let's go.
I already have those.
I got Zapdos EX, Moltres EX, and Marowak EX. Those were my 3 pulls.
We're on the last one now. Oh boy, we got the
money, no whammy.
Stuff that no one cares about.
They're also doing a competitive mode for
ranked is gonna be nice.
Ranked will be nice because it'll get the sweats out of beginner mode. Which
Articuno. I already have Zapdos, Articuno, and Machamp.
The 3 legendary birds.
If he punches fast enough, maybe he can fly.
Exactly. So Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket getting a competitive mode, getting a new set drop, and they're going to be opening trading for Space Time is starting tomorrow, I believe. So
nice.
Trading, and that like confirms.
I missed that part in there.
It confirms what a lot of people were speculating was whether trading for Space Time was going to open with the mini set or with the next set coming out. But
I think it's going to be on that cadence of like whenever the next thing happens, trading opens for the
Right.
previous one.
and now we're gonna hit a point now in like 4 or 5 weeks where people become bored with the set and they're like, "Where's my new set?" Because we're gonna be going like 8 weeks without a new set, which is a pretty long time. Wow, Battlon just pulled a full art Palkia.
I have 2 of them now.
That's a pretty rad.
I have to build this now.
Yeah,
I
you
have
need
no
to.
choice.
You need to run.
This
a
is the
Palkia
most
deck.
raw animation in the entire game.
It is the best animation card. It's not the illustration rare for Palkia is by far the best. It's not even.
It's so good.
You know what could be good? Pokemon Champions.
Yes. Oh
Pokemon
my God,
Champions.
I'm so excited.
Listen, I have no idea what it is, but it looks.
Me neither, but I can't wait to do whatever
like
it is.
it looks like battles, right? It looks like we're battling Pokemon. It looks like you can use Terra Pokemon, Gigantamax
Megas.
Pokemon, Megas. Like it looks like you can really mix and
Yeah,
match.
Stir that up.
It'll be on mobile and on Switch. I do not know.
That's cool. That's the part that I think is so cool.
Which hints at it's probably a free game. So on the plus side, it's free.
It also will shut down Smogon, which is hilarious.
If this is Pokemon's answer to Smogon, that's kind of wild. But it's really cool. Even if it's just like a battling thing where you can just import Pokemon and do battles with them, I think that would
awesome.
be a lot of fun. Especially if the game like ends up like giving Pokemon to you that you can then transfer to home.
Oh,
that would be
so cool.
that would be really hype. But like they really have not announced much about it other than it exists and it is a PvP competition game.
The part that was really weird though, they didn't show you like if there's formats or anything. They just showed you that it's about battles. That's just all we got.
Yeah, really, it's just a reveal trailer because like we didn't even get gameplay because like the whole time it said this is not gameplay footage, all animations. Right. So who the heck knows what we're getting? Lord knows I don't. And this brings us to the last major announcement. And by that,
this
I
is
mean
the one that matters.
The last announcement. This is where I was like, shush. We've got Pokemon Legends ZA coming late 2025.
Merry Christmas, y'all.
Which takes place seemingly, I would guess, somewhere in the ballpark of 15 to 20 years after the events of Pokemon X and Y.
It feels pretty much immediately following.
Could be. Like, I don't know how much older AZ looks in this game than
wasn't Bro already like 500 or something?
It's true, but he looks aged in this in the shots that we saw. He looks a little more aged than he did in X and Y.
He's also like 10 feet tall. You know, circulation's probably not the best. So maybe that's why.
I mean, he got to 300 looking the way he did. You think another 10 years? He probably had Twitter during those 10 years. That'll age anyone 50 years. Rip.
Oh my God.
You're
telling me.
But the game takes place in Lumio City. There are going to be multiple, at least 8. We saw a number 8, for marked off wild areas where you can explore different parts of the city, including like alleys, including rooftops. Assuming based on previous trailer, maybe some underground shenanigans as well. But the most disheartening thing about Pokemon Legends ZA is the starter trio that you get. Because listen, we got one goat in the starter trio. We get Totodile, who
Totodile's amazing.
Objectively fantastic. And we're probably getting mega versions of all of these starters. We are getting, I would say, the most controversial fire type starter in Tepig, because let's be real, when we saw Emboar, did everybody put out like a collective, are you kidding me, a third firefighting Pokemon in a row? What is life? Gen 5 is officially whack.
I get the hate for Meganium because I too
Meganium's
chose
just bad.
Chikorita and then was just depressed at how horrible Meganium is.
Every single Pokemon just beats Meganium.
But when Gianna saw Chikorita, she got so excited.
Chikorita fans eating, for sure.
Now, let's just hope that there is a regional variant of Meganium that has a cool Mega.
That's true.
Or else I will be extra turbo sad.
You have to assume there's going to be like a divergent evolution, and if not, just a Mega evolution.
Yeah, because with the exception of Tepig was Tepig Diamond Pearl?
Tepig was Gen 5.
It was XY?
It was Black White.
Or Black White, sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, it's okay. So none of them are from Kalos. So correct. Maybe we could do that. That would be cool.
Yeah, because like I don't know that we're going to get a lot of like collusion variants of Pokemon. Like I don't know that we'll get a lot of regional forms.
I don't even know if we will. They haven't shown any.
That's what I'm like, because this was
the Megas might be the thing.
Because regional forms really only started in Gen 7. Gen 6 really didn't have regional forms.
Okay, but pause, my friend. Okay. Time out. The previous version takes place where?
In Kalos.
No. What?
Pokemon Legends? The previous Pokemon Legends game takes place 475 years in the past.
Where though?
In Hisui, aka Diamond and Pearl Town.
Right. So the point I was trying to make is Diamond and Pearl is where it took place, right? So sure. if you figure that they made Hisuian versions of things in the past of Hisui, why could we not get anything in the future of Kalos?
I still don't think it's that far in the future of Kalos. I think this is straight up just like 15 years after the events of X and Y. Man, don't give me the face. Don't give me that face. I'm scared. But well, listen, it's
we'll find out.
Anyway, so Legends ZA, you can do parkour, man. You can do parkour.
Oh yeah, the jump across the building where it's like
you can Spider-Man across buildings. When you do battle, you can do parkour in battle.
Yeah,
which sounds like it'll be a good time. I don't know. I'm interested to learn more about the battle structure, because the battle structure seems like it's going to be different enough where it almost looks like it's going to be kind of like a Xenoblade meets Pokemon type active battle situation, which could be a ton of fun.
I can see that being really cool. It also gives the possibility of making useless moves not useless now. Like Water Gun having possible like fast time. Like, cause like in the last game they had the like they had in Legends Arceus, they had like the styles where you could do like I forget, it was the quick
agile,
agile and strong.
Strong style, I think was the other one.
I think is what it was. That was a really cool like design bit. So I think it'd be really cool if they built that in by doing like the range on the moves or by doing like the speed of the moves. Like rollout definitely looks like it takes a long time.
I cannot wait for more information. I'm sure we're gonna get like another, like just a Legend ZA presents or a Legend ZA like during like a Nintendo Direct or something like that, just giving us more information on the game. It is kind of weird that it is for Switch 1 and it is almost certainly coming out after the launch of Switch 2.
What I'm wondering is if they do something sort of like what they did with the Breath of the Wild on the Wii U.
I mean, you know what? The Switch 2 is supposed to be backwards compatible.
Yeah, I mean, they could also just make it for the Switch and then have it go on the Switch too.
I think that's likely what's going to happen.
I wonder if they'll do anything cool. Like there were games on the 3DS where if you played it on the XL, you got like extra out of it. Like there were a couple of games like that. There were also games that were released for the 3DS that only worked on the XL, but that's irrelevant.
They'll probably just give us a bonus like if you play it on the Switch 2, it will run at a dedicated 30 frames per second as opposed to on the Switch 1 where you'll get 12 to 20.
Unless you're loading, in which case you get 30 frames of load.
I do think that'll be like the biggest difference is like loading times on the Switch 2 will be significantly shorter than on the Switch 1 for this game specifically. So, honestly, good enough for me. Give me the Switch 2 already. Come on, Shaky, give me Switch 2. I need Switch 2 right now, please.
Yeah, I could really go for some more information on any of these things right now.
Hey, listen, we are getting more information on the Switch 2.
April.
1 month from what? Monday? Tuesday? Wednesday. It'll be a Wednesday. So 1 month from next Wednesday. What? It's April 2nd.
Okay.
So we only have 35 days until a Switch 2 full-on Nintendo Direct.
That's so many days, though, Bill.
It's 35 days.
What's a different sports season from this one? I mean, that doesn't really matter because it's like a week and a half away from me.
Baseball, hockey, and basketball will all still be going on 35 days from now.
I'm coaching basketball right now. I'll be coaching soccer by then.
Okay, well, throw the ball on the ground and start kicking it, coach. Shooting it into hoops.
Quote of the day goes to Bill.
Either way, ball's going into a net. Alrighty?
You're not wrong.
Regardless of what you do, a ball's going into a net.
I'm so mad that you're not wrong. I'm so mad that you're not wrong.
Listen, I'll take a both tipped hat and wagged finger at this. Before we move on, do you have any other thoughts on this Nintendo Pokemon Presents?
It did the reverse of what most of them usually do for me. Normally, I build up the hype, and then afterwards, I'm like kind of sad at something I saw, and I make realizations. This time, I was like, "Oh, Arceus Legends kind of look like doo doo," but then immediately following, I was like, "Actually,
it still kind of looks like doo doo."
Sure, granted, but it's a Switch game,
right.
and it's not Metroid or.
It's still crazy to me that like Nintendo first party games can look godlike and Game Freak's like,
guys, I painted it with crayons.
It's literally like Coughing Baby versus Hydrogen Bomb when it comes to like graphical fidelity. Like it's
I forgot
no
about that.
No
the coughing, for whatever reason, the coughing part just makes it better. What if it was a baby coughing for this one? And baby coughing versus
wheezing exploding?
Yes.
Rip.
Sorry. That. All right, get rid of this guy. Gee. But it was actually better than I expected after I went back and looked at the video again. The part where you see them near the river area makes me think that you might actually have like wider spaces or longer spaces, so it's not as constrained. I'm wondering if they just showed you like baby's first wild zone.
They did a lot of like showcasing the area where you enter the wild zone and not the wild zone itself.
Exactly.
So we're not really sure yet like the size or scale of Lumio City in general. Like Lumio City
is huge.
It might canonically just be the biggest city in Pokemon, but it is.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, like if they make this like the size of like a real city, it has the ability to be just astronomically large, especially for like a Pokemon game.
Wasn't Black and White just in New York City?
No, because
wasn't the region basically just like based on New York City?
No, just like that main, what was it, Castelia city?
Okay.
The main city was based on New York City, and it was at the time the largest area. But Lumiose clears.
He sure does.
Yeah. Listen, all I'm gonna say is this: when it comes to, Castelia City versus, I don't even know if it's Castelia. I could be totally wrong. Versus
No, but you get Castelia cones, so it's probably that.
True. Comparing it to Lumiose City, it's like
Lumiose is huge.
Castelia cones, give a dog a bone. I'm never gonna travel to Rome. Lakers in 5. Lumiose in 5. Let's go. All right. Let's go to a segment I like to call Tip of the Hat. Wag of the finger. Matt, give me a tip of the hat. What are you tipping your hat to this week?
Tip of the hat. Tip of the hat. I can't believe I'm going to say this.
Say it.
Tip of the hat to Watsy.
Wizards of the Coast getting a rare tip of the hat from Matt.
I'm a critic and a hater, but they're making Avatar: The Last Airbender Magic cards.
Tough to be upset about that.
Just take my wallet. Take all the. Don't even. I don't want to know what you do with it. Just take the wallet. Take the credit cards. Where did this hat come from?
Don't worry about it. We're doing a segment, and you gotta have a hat to tip.
What do I? What about that? Is that kind of a hat?
That can be a hat. Just give it a nice little. Yeah, a nice little milady. There you go.
Did you just call it that?
I don't know what the hell that move is supposed to be. Like a tip of the hat. Like it's a milady. Like that. I assume that's just what a tip of the hat is.
Sure.
But yeah, Avatar. I just shout out to them just doing like all of these different collab Magic the Gathering sets
I hated it at first. I absolutely hated it.
Some of them I do still hate, by the way.
Like the fact that someone's going to be able to be like, I attack with Spider-Man. Oh yeah, well I block with Hatsune Miku is just too much for me to bear.
Dang.
I have another hat. All right.
You've been delivered an actual hat. And now you can tip it appropriately.
Nah. We wear it like this.
Dang.
This is the grossest of all the hats I have. Put that one back down.
Wow, wagging the finger to that nasty hat.
Yeah. Listen, man, I wear it when I mow the lawn. Give me a break.
Hey, you need a good lawn mowing hat. It's important.
But yes, I tipped my hat to Watsy for somehow convincing Avatar: The Last Airbender to be like, yes, let's make cards. And Gorsh, they look, oh my god, they look good.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I hate that I love it.
But listen, you've always been a Magic the Gathering boy, and that's not going to die today.
No, it probably never will. In the words of a former Pro Tour player that played at our local shop, who made me quit Magic once, and then somehow became my friend, who just played on the Pro Tour again last week after quitting Magic again. You can't ever quit Magic. It won't quit you.
Literally, I have Magic the Gathering cards, and I never thought I'd be playing Magic again. But here we are, tipping our hat to Watsy. I got a tip of the hat myself. Tipping it right there. Tip of the hat to
my gamer.
my gamer. Tip of the hat to my leg. My leg received.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that took a sec.
A nice little new tattoo. It is a Blastoise and Frankie. One Piece and Pokemon
Canon,
tattoo.
that's Sigma. That's Sigma.
Just in time, not Sigma. Although like Sigma from Mega Man X.
Sigma is a character from Mega Man. Sorry, I had to teach my son that Sigma is a character in Mega Man.
Are you saying that
Mega Man X series?
Thanks. Yeah, tell him that Sigma's from Ohio, okay? I don't know what that means. Is that a bad thing?
Do you want me to actually say that?
I want to hear his reaction.
Bill, also known as the Fajita, says that Sigma is from Ohio.
I need to.
What
did he say?
Said that's not very skibbity.
I feel like I just turned to dust a little because I no clue what any of that means. Wag of the finger to me for losing touch with the young people.
My boomer.
My boomer. But yeah, the tattoo took like 8 hours. It is a Blastoise and Frankie Pokemon One Piece tattoo, just in time for Pokemon Day. Could not have planned that timing better.
Yeah, seriously.
But yeah, that's my tip of the hat. I got a wag of the finger.
Okay, let's hear it.
They pushed Fable back to 2026, which is
really?
Yeah.
Again?
Yeah, they pushed it back again. Like,
just every reason to get an Xbox just pushed farther and farther away.
The only reason I own an Xbox Series X is because like I was pumped that Fable would be coming out this year.
That's disappointing because that's actually a game that like I had in the back of my mind kind of been like, I may actually have to consider an Xbox someday.
And especially considering that like Xbox games are now going to be going to like the PlayStation and elsewhere. I would say
also Everwild or whatever too also got pushed back. That was the that was the Rare one, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, it's like Rare's version of Zelda.
Everything's getting pushed back. A wag of the finger. That's also I would say wag of the finger to any of the poor people who spent money on an Xbox in the last 360 calendar days because of what Microsoft has done. It would have just been better to buy a PS5 and wait. Because the only thing I use my Xbox for right now is just like Game Pass. It's my Game Pass machine. That is it. Yep. And let's be real. A year from now, Game Pass is going to be on PlayStation anyway. So ain't going to have any need for that at all. Hurt feelings. You got any wags of the finger?
Yeah, Nico Harrison from the Dallas Mavericks.
This is a video game podcast. Just a reminder to folks. We don't
2K is a basketball game.
2K is a basketball game.
Video game.
Franchise.
Yes. Also, this goes so far beyond. Like, do you know what quote was made because of the trade deadline in basketball?
No, what quote was made in regards to the trade
There was
deadline?
There was a player that got traded like 3 times in like a day and a half.
Oh no.
And he equated being a basketball player in the NBA at trade deadline time as being modern slavery.
I mean,
Ty's response to that was, what?
That feels
mostly because he was like, I can't plan with my family, and I may just have to not live with my family. So, although I don't think that that's the same sorry guy. I get what he's saying though. Like, it's crazy. They can just be like, by the way, you're moving across the country tomorrow. Have a good day.
Yeah, but like players
the Nico Harrison bit.
Players know every day or every year that the trade deadline is coming up, and you also make 7-8 figures of dollars every year annually. So it is incredibly hard to feel bad when you are quite literally signing up for that risk. And if the biggest risk in your career while you're riding Pine is I might have to move to one of the other 30 greatest cities in the country. Oh, man. Yeah.
I feel, okay. Empathy here for one particular person that made me like, I was like, like last season over the summer, they got rid of 2 of the players from the Knicks that made the Knicks good last year.
Sure.
And you know, that was a little bit of a hurt moment, but the Nico Harrison wag of the finger is because he traded away generational talent.
Mm-hmm.
And then immediately the player that they got to, quote, win this year with got injured in the first game. He just pulled an Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
and
hate to see it.
No, you hate to see it with Anthony Davis because he's not, as far as I know, as bad as Aaron Rodgers, but, you know. But you love to see the fact that Luka gets to play with his role model, and he definitely gave some hurt into Mavs. Also, the tip of the hat to the Lakers fans. I will never say that again. Understand. You better understand. That will never happen again. Okay?
This is a one-time
Are we
deal.
clear? Are we clear? One time. You get this one time ever.
Tip.
The thank you, Nico chants while Luca was draining his free throws. Prime comedy.
That peak cinema for sure.
Beautiful work. Fantastic work. Thank you, Nico.
Let's go.
Perfect.
I've got one more wag of the finger.
Okay.
Now, we kind of covered it a little bit. We talked about it. I had it written down here, so I have to mention it.
Okay.
People complaining about Darkrai in Pokemon trading card game. Because Darkrai is not the engine that ruins everything. There's 2 cards that are worse than Darkrai, objectively. That
Is
make
it Cyrus?
Cyrus is maybe the most overpowered card in the game right now. It is so incredible. Cyrus is so incredibly powerful.
Cyrus is not as bad, if not for one particular card, Bill.
Is it? Are you talking about a little ghosty man that does nightmare toys, games, tricks?
No, I'm talking about I'm talking about Darkrai.
I don't know what you're talking about. Darkrai's just a nice little guy. Hangs out on my bench and pings people for 20 every day. It's just
Not when you play. Well, you don't play Druddigon.
I don't play
okay.
Druddigon is a card worth complaining about because Druddigon just
on its own. It's not a big deal.
Encourages stall play though.
With helmet,
Druddigon with helmet is just an unfun. Like you're just playing an unfun version of the game.
Yeah.
Like just no other way to say it. Just unfun version of the game. Also the reason that like people still need to run Sabrina because
I play Sabrina and thank God.
Yeah, because Druddigon's such a punk. Like and just a rude Pokemon. He's a rude dude.
Yeah.
And yeah. You know what? Druddigon's always been cheeks though. Like even in the games it's like, "Ooh, you found a wild Druddigon. Ooh, I want to hang out with a Crayola dragon. Not today."
I was thinking more like Colgate or Crest, but yeah.
Ooh, okay, yeah, I can see that. I can see that too. So, listen, now that we've done tipped our hats, we've done wagged our fingers. Matt, what games have you been playing this week?
Oh man, so I know what I'm going to play.
Oh?
It's that demo for Ghost Hand.
What's Ghost Hand, Matt?
An indie game that a friend of ours is composing for. Also, he's like terrified that the soundtrack isn't going to be good enough and that people won't like it. And I was like, everything you've written so far has been good. Please relax, for God's sake. And his response to that was, yeah, but you guys are biased. And I was like, objectively, it's good. With my bias, it's better. And he was like, okay, thank you.
Listen, the soundtrack is going to be deep. It's going to be super deep.
But there are two games I've really been playing. I played the Aethermancer demo. It's the next game by the people that made Monster Sanctuary.
Oh, cool.
The demo is up on Steam. Ty and I already beat the demo more than once. It's pretty good. And I've been playing Metroid Prime Remastered. I'm finally finishing that game.
Okay.
I've got one more artifact to find, which means I'm close to the end, I think. So
cool. Question: is Aethermancer, is that also a 3v3 monster battler?
Yes and no. Yes, but it's a roguelite, so
okay.
You can capture the souls of the monsters, and then on future playthroughs, you can start with them if you have
caught them in the past, or
you basically unlock them in your and
That's
then
cool.
You get to pick one to start with, and then you get to basically discover 1 out of 3 or 1 out of 2 options from the start of each level within your run.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
The roguelite part is your characters can level up so that the next time they're on your team, they start at level 3 instead of level 1 or whatever. They gain perks.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
is
it's
it
really fun.
Is it a Steam exclusive, or is it going to be coming to the Switch?
I'm sure it'll end up on console.
Because I'm not a big computer boy, but if this game comes to anything but computers,
it's really, really fun.
I had a really good time with Monster Sanctuary, so I imagine I will have a good time with this one.
Yeah, it's kind of addictive because once you like figure out the builds that are good and your abilities are roguelite style where it's like pick one of these 3 after your level up.
Right.
Oh man, it's fun.
Nice.
But anyways, how about you?
I've been playing a couple of games, a couple of video games. One of them is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Been kind of putzing around in that game after going to see the concert that we went to a couple of weeks ago. We saw the Symphony. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Symphony was on tour, or still is on tour probably. But we saw them, and I was like, dang, I bought Rebirth like a while ago and then got sidetracked because I'm really good at that. And so I jumped back in, and I've been dipping my toes in, and it's been pretty fun. I think there's too much open world. If that's like, it's probably like a weird complaint to say about like an RPG, but it's like for a game,
is it hard to find things, or
for a game that's as cinematic as it is, and kind of like the way the flow of the first game was, I feel like there's almost just like too much free space to just be bopping around, and I feel like they could have condensed it a little bit. But I'm still very early in the game, so that opinion may change over time. I've also been speaking of Game Pass, every Yakuza game 1 through 7 are available on Game Pass, or
that's crazy.
0 through 7. I'm sorry.
That's crazy.
So over the last like 2 months, I've beaten the first 2, Yakuza 0 and Yakuza Kiwami, and I am currently playing Yakuza Kiwami 2 right now. That game I am much more deep in the cut with than I am with Final Fantasy, and I have been just loving playing that game, running around downtown Tokyo and downtown Osaka and beating the snot out of a bunch of gangsters, while also, doing weird little side quests like,
oh god,
like fighting a whole bunch of men dressed up as babies. Like, that's a thing that happened.
That deserves to happen.
They deserve to get fought. Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
get that. But then there's also like Pinewood Derby racing,
That's hilarious.
which Kiryu like becomes the god of, and it's great. It's
coming to a Cub Scouts troop near you.
It's so silly. It I don't know how, but it like threads the needle between like crime drama and absolutely just like nonsensical shenaniganry beautifully. The very few like it does it better than Grand Theft Auto does, in my opinion.
That's impressive.
Yeah. But yeah, those are the games I've been playing this week. Matt, do you have anything else you'd like to say this week to the listeners at home?
Go play the Ghost Hand and Aethermancer demos. Do it.
Oh, is the Ghost Hand demo out?
They rushed a demo through so they could have one in time for Next Fest. It's going to be a little buggy, they said, because they originally weren't planning on doing it, but then when they saw that the number of wish lists they were getting was like 7,000 or something, they were like,
wow.
maybe we should make a demo now.
Alrighty.
So that's the next thing I'm gonna be playing, actually.
Sweet.
Probably starting tomorrow, actually. I'll play that.
Nice. Well, Matt, thank you so much for being here. I'd like to thank everybody who listened for listening. If you're on YouTube, thank you for watching. This has been another wonderful... Whoa!
I was gonna say, if not, congrats on missing all those Pokemon polls. Sorry.
Dang, you really missed all those Pokemon
We did
polls.
We did some announcing of that, though.
We did a little bit.
Really important.
A little bit. Well, listen, if you're listening on iTunes or Spotify, if you want to give us a little 5-star, a little boopity boop, that'd be cool. If you're listening on YouTube, if you want to like and subscribe, that'd be rad.
If you hate our guts, please leave.
If you hate our guts, rude. I put a hat on a cat. Like, you leave. If you're a video watcher,
It's
you gotta
Phil.
just see it. If you're an audio
Phil,
listener, you gotta go to the
you're
YouTube.
gonna get in trouble. Dr. Seuss family is gonna come after you. That cat in the hat.
He's not in a hat, he's under a hat. There's a very important difference. Prepositions matter. That's all I'm trying to say. Thank you all for listening. I love you.
The best ender ever.